Okay, so go over not go through the presentation, but go over what it is currently. How does it work?
Okay, so we ask questions in the beginning, like,
Such as?
Is Arbonne for you? What if you had an extra 1,000 or more per month? Could be your own boss, could choose who you worked with, could get paid according to skill and effort, improve your health, change lives.
Right, this is rambling.
Okay, so, and then so this is where we're asking them questions.
Okay.
What do? Tell me about yourself. And then 2 really big questions we always want to ask is, if you keep doing what you're doing, where will you be in 5 years? And if you were to lose your main source of income, how long could you last on your savings? Then we tell them the Arbonne business advantage, then the product advantage, and tell them that there's products for everybody under the sun.
What are you guys doing before you even, this is the meeting itself, right? Like the pitch?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What are you doing before the pitch
Just booking the appointment.
Okay.
Before the pitch, when we're actually at the appointment, we're asking questions.
Okay. Before they even sit down, there has to be like some type of level of interest. Because otherwise it just turns into rambling, and then if they're asking the questions at the end of the presentation, like, well, what is this, that means you've lost control of the sale because you're not asking the questions anymore, right?
So when you're booking the appointment, you need to engage in some questions?
That's where the interest has to be, which is kind of like you have to, in essence, when you're booking, when you first get them on the phone, that's when because you're qualifying them as a lead to even be worth your time. So if you don't if you don't have a specific target market that's this age range and they make this much a year, or they don't have a job, like, you need to know your target beforehand, because otherwise if you talk to every single person that you meet, it's cool, that makes sense in theory, but it's realistically BS, because it means you don't have a target market, which is a lot. If you talk to, let's say you close 50% of people that are actually in your target, or 50 to 70, but you only close 10% or 5% of people that aren't. If you talk to 100 people and you close 50 because they're actually in your target market versus 1 to 10, it's not. You're talking to twice as many people that you shouldn't be, versus twice as many people. Like, you're closing 20% of what you could be doing because you're wasting your time with those people. So I would say, when you're first screening to see if they're even a good fit for it, if you do feel that they're a good fit, like, what are some questions you could ask to 1, draw interest in, but 2, also see if they're even worth your time to pursue, because everybody can't be in your target market.
For me, there's 2 things. There's always looking for business partners, the go-getters, the working 80 hours, want more time freedom, the people who, ask you want something done, ask the busy people who are motivated, ambitious, stuff like that, who could jump right in and get launched. The other thing is, and I see this all the time, is I'm looking for people who know that it's possible to be healthier, care about being healthier, and want to do something about it. Because I've learned that on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you know about our food and how much it's poisoning us? Or are you still stuck at the doctor's office believing in every single thing he says? On a scale of 1 to 10, so many people I meet are still at 1.
Okay. So what you're saying right now, there's 2 completely different markets. The people that are going to join the business might not be buyers, and the people that are buyers might not be joining the business. So that's 2 completely different pitches. So if you're throwing the same one at both of them, if you're trying to pitch someone who just wants to get healthier, the business model, they're going to be like, that means you're not listening.
And we have 2. We have an is Arbonne business for you, and is Arbonne 30 days for you.
Okay. So you need to know which one you're doing, and not both, before you go in. Then you might be able to get away with, if they want to do the business, then they can also get the products. But if you need to know before, if they're before you even get on the call for the pitch, if they're just looking for the products, if they're actually looking for an income out of it.
Okay. So what question would you ask?
Just be direct.
Are you looking for an extra stream?
Because that's what it is. So in the pre, when you're doing your screening,
to see if they're a good fit. The other day, looking for people who want to be.
So just ask, be like, are you looking for an extra stream, or are you just looking to get, are you looking for? And I wouldn't even call it an extra stream, because everybody out there is calling, especially in MLM, is calling it an opportunity or a stream. So I wouldn't use any of those keywords, but you can side hustle, whatever. Do you have the time, more so? And because if they can commit
Nobody
the time,
does.
bullshit. The Pope has time to work out.
Well,
The president
they'll
has time to
say
work
that, I'm
out.
saying.
So you haven't given them enough of a reason to make it worth the time, income wise,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever their reasoning is. You haven't drawn up enough excitement. If you can show them examples of people making $20,000 a month, everybody has time to make $20,000 a month because the median income in
Well,
the
what about
United
if you
States is
could work 10
46.
hours and get paid for 40?
Communicate it differently because it sounds too good to be true. I would say, just in personal opinion,
If you could leverage your time,
sounds catchphrasy.
that's what it is.
It sounds like bullshit. That's all I'm saying. So
It's time leveraging. Time leveraging is where you teach people to do it and you get paid. So how do you say it? That doesn't sound
But is it how it starts?
wordy.
How many people get time leveraging? Like, it sounds...
As soon as you sign up a business partner, you're leveraging your time. Time leveraging and residual income are the two biggest things. I work 10, you work 10, Veronica works 10, I get paid 30. Veronica quits her business, but 20 years from now, she's still ordering products. I'm still getting that residual income. Those are the top two things about this business that make it amazing.
So this is the focus for the people that want to actually do the business, though, not necessarily...
Time leveraging, residual income, yes.
Okay. So then if that's the opportunity, if that's the pitch, then that's the pitch.
Okay. People want time freedom, financial freedom.
I think that's a way simpler one than time leveraging, because time leveraging could mean anything, especially people that are in business. Like if you had employees before, you get what that is. But if they've been working a job and they are the leverage, like they may be confused about that, I would say.
All right, so more time,
because it makes
more
sense.
money.
What? Yeah.
More time,
more money. For simplicity, but without it sounding legit. My favorite way, like, I like to sell the results. Like, if you can show at any level, whether it's $1,000 a month or $10,000 a month, if you can show sales for $10K a month, like, consistently, especially with the track record, like, you can prove, like, the results don't lie. And I might be overly direct when I'm, like, getting pitched or when I'm pitching, but you get what I'm saying?
So what give me an example of what you're...
So for the business pitch specifically, if you can show when you're in your pitch, the best way to close a sale that Jordan talks about is testimonials. So start off with that. That'll help draw up interest, but make it seem legit. Make it not be like, if you were to give a testimonial, what would you do? Who would you?
I've been able to be an at-home mom for 12 years.
Okay, so that would be one. So people that are in that, okay, so that would be one.
And build a charity.
Okay, but the focus of the pitch, the focus of the pitch is financial and time freedom. So that would be the time freedom side. But if it doesn't make money and they're cash outlaying,
if I didn't make the money, I couldn't stay home and not have a job.
Fair enough. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
The other sell is we're selling a lifestyle, but I just thought of something. Arbonne. People don't wake up and go, I'm going to teach people how to lose weight when I get older. But Arbonne is a vehicle that whatever your dream is, and so this is what we really sell, that Arbonne is a vehicle to reach your dream. So I ask people, if I gave you a check for $5,000 every month, what charitable thing would you do? And some people spit it right out. They know exactly what they would do. Some have no clue.
Most.
But like Ursula said, I would open up an orphanage. Well, Arbonne is the vehicle to get you from A to B. Like my car gets me from my house to Kroger. Arbonne was the vehicle that allowed me to stay home, be an at-home mom, and build a charity.
How? Yes.
Because I was able to weave it into my time schedule and be flexible around my family and earn extra money and allow me to stay home so I have the time freedom.
Okay. That's smooth. I can dig it, and it's legit. I can dig it.
So that would be kind of like my why that I start out with, too, after I ask them questions. And with the 30-day healthy living, I had a $15,000 surgery I didn't need. Doctors wanted to put me on drugs.
I feel like the two pitches, though, are still somewhat getting blended.
You heard health in the second one? In the business one?
No, but what does the... I don't know. I feel like pitching a business is just a hard pitch.
I don't know. I had somebody reach out to me yesterday and said, hey, I need to get into this business.
Would it be easier to start just selling the product, because then you at least get a sale out?
Well, what we do is the first thing we do is put people into the Healthy Living Program, and they walk out being business partners. And that's all we do is 8 people every month into the program.
So that's the initial sale, not the bit. I would focus on that.
Well, the is Arbonne 30 is completely different
Because
than
you can
is
run
Arbonne
CRM,
Zero.
you can run CRM forever on the business model itself once you get the sale and you get their information. I get the
Well,
business model long term, but if you're not making any money with it, closing actual
do
sales.
you need to detox? Have you seen the statistics? Why do we detox the body? What do we avoid? What do we include? That Arbonne is the #1 healthy living inside and out and non-GMO and all that good stuff. And then we talk about the 30-day program. We tell them what happens in the program. And then we say at the end, do you want more options? Do you have a desire to create something long-lasting? Do you want more money? Would you like full-time income for part-time work? Would you like to build a global asset?
Skip all the business side.
Talk about the income streams.
Skip all the
and then
business
at the
side.
end is where you got to close, though.
Skip all the business side. Focus on getting the product sold. Because if they join the business and they don't sell anything, it doesn't make money. The only thing that, like, correct or incorrect? If they sell a product, you make money.
Well, so Linda bought the program. She's in the 30 days. She's already lost 7 pounds, and she's doing it again. And now her husband wants to do it. And I sat and I talked to her about the business, and she doesn't have time because she's got 3 other businesses.
Okay, but there was a dollar exchange. There was a program sold, which brought income.
Well, if they join the business and they say, I want to do this, I have them get the nutrition pack and the skincare pack. Some people have them buy 2 of each. If they can't afford that, I have them get into the 30-day for sure, without a doubt. If they can't do that, I get them into activity. I had 3 people say, I don't have money to do the 30-day program, but I want to start. Okay, then let's start telling your people about it.
I feel like it could be super automated with, like, not a funnel, but like...
There is a funnel. We start with the business, though. We start with the business, we work down to the 30-day program, funnel. Down to a 150 order.
Completely online. Like, literally, you post an ad, they click the link, they watch a video, they go to the site and purchase, and then it's just rinse
called s'mores. There's a thing, they read it, they watch a video, they read it, they watch a video, they go order. But the people need the touch.
Why? I agree. But where do you see it?
We use tools like videos. Like the millennials will say, if I send you a video, will you take a look at it? And then I'll call you and ask you a couple questions. So that's faster, but you got to get them to watch the video. As opposed to if I book an appointment, they're hearing my voice, I'm hearing their voice, and I'm getting their why from them.
What do you feel is the biggest challenge in, like, closing a sale then? In the presentation.
Where do you see yourself? 1, 2, or 3? 1, getting some products. 2, get 1 or 2 actually.
Okay.
1, getting on the products. 2, starting a business.
Pretend you're pitching me and say it exactly like you would say it if you're pitching me.
Well, they say 1, 2, or 3. 1, getting on the products.
How are you going to say
2,
it? You and I are on the phone.
Well, we're trained
you and I are
to
on
do
the phone.
1, 2,
You're asking me. I know that's good, cool. Pretend you and I'm a client. You're practicing.
1. This is how I used to close. Now that I've told you more.
No, I want you to say it directly to me like you're closing me.
I am.
Okay,
Stop.
but you don't. Nobody says to the client, "This is how I'm going to close," unless you do.
Oh. Well, now that I've told you more about the company and the products, I'd love to ask you a couple questions. Do you mind if I take notes? Because this is what I used to do years ago. And I would sign up 10 people in 1 month.
That's good. That's smooth. That's Tom Hopkins.
So
do you mind if I take notes? 100%.
I had this worksheet, and I would say, do you buy toothpaste and deodorant and drink coffee or tea and buy gifts all year long? Something that they would answer yes to. Yep. When you buy those products, does the company that you buy them from send you a commission check in the mail?
Are you reading these off of a sheet when you do it?
Am I what?
Are you reading these off of a sheet when you do it?
No, because I've known it for so long.
Good.
Because I used to do it all the time.
Good.
If you were to suggest these products to your friends, which we do every day, we suggest movies and restaurants, with those companies that you purchase them from and your friends now go and purchase them from, would they send you extra cash back or vacation or a company car? And then I would have already asked you what you would do with an extra 1,000 or 5,000. And I used to go into detail and ask about that in the very beginning. So do you see how if you stop shopping at the stores, start shopping from your own store, and refer it to other people, how you could get that extra $1,000 a month to do this thing and have healthier products at the same time? I used to have a worksheet just like that, and everybody would say yes. And I would say, and this is what Kathy and I are working on now, she's going to come up with a worksheet. I would say, so are you ready to start an Arbonne business? 9 out of 10 people would tell me yes. And when I would say, Judy taught me to say,
Okay.
get out your
I
credit
wanna
card while
change
I
that.
get your information. Pardon me?
So I like the Judy thing, but so I want to stop right there and give a recommendation. So when you say re-ask the last question.
Where do you see yourself? One, getting on healthier products. Two, getting healthier products
After
and
that.
turning it into an income.
Okay. So they answer that. The next thing I would say, so write this part down. Based on everything you just said, you would be a perfect fit for boom, boom, boom. So you're leading them directly into, this is the closing part. Based on everything you just said, good tonality, all that shit, you would be a perfect fit for what they would be perfect fit for, based on the number they give you, right? And then the next question would be, how do you feel about all of this so far? Because when you're asking them, it's usually the number one thing in most sales is the cash outlay, right? So when you say, how do you feel about all this so far, they're going to give you anything that could be used as an objection, but they don't realize you're using it to get their objection out. It's just how do you feel about it all? Level with me. But it's getting past, if they have a worry about the financial side, if they say...
had trainings on how to get through the objections too.
Yeah. So you say, how do you feel about all this so far? Is everything sounds good? Great, perfect. If they say that, then you go directly into the, all right, give me your card, and whatever Judy's line was, that's a good solid one-liner.
You get out your card while I take your info.
Yeah, exactly. Because then, as soon as let's say they BS you on the how do you feel about everything so far, they say it's perfect. But then you say that, then
they go,
immediately, exactly, they have to give you their objection that they're holding back going forward. But they have to give you the objection.
Yesterday?
No.
Focus. You gotta watch it. Okay, so then they give you another objection. Then what do you say?
Depending on what would the objection be? So they say everything's good. Okay, so then you say, how much do you see the value in it? You could go with, do you see the value in it? You could go, is it too much up front, or is it just the total is too much? Is it too much of a cash outlay today, or is it... Oh, okay. So do they usually go straight to the objection? Because Tom Hopkins talks about, you can go, well, is it the quality of service or the quality of the product you think we're going to do? Or is it the time, the timely fashion that we're going to get it to you? Because the first two questions are obviously no's. And then the third one is, level with me. Is it the total amount? Is it the financial aspect? And then they'll say, usually that's what it is. So you're getting the two yeses first to confirm that it's not, or you're getting two no's, which are actually more powerful than yeses based on FBI negotiation training. So you say, is it the quality of the product that you think that you're concerned about? When they say no, right? They just say, I don't know, I got to talk to my wife, I got to talk to the tooth fairy, whoever, right? So you say, well, is it the quality of the product that you're worried about? And they say no. And then they might answer, but let's pretend they don't. And then you say, well, is it the timeliness of how soon we'll be able to get the product? Or is it the risk? Because you can say whatever. Yeah, exactly. But you get two no's out of them to confirm that it's not that. And then you can say, well, okay, Cheryl, level with me. Is it the financial aspect? And then they say yeah, and then they say it's either too much or it's just, I'm not sure. So then you got two closes because you guys have a money back guarantee. So you can say, well, if it's the money side, is it too much up front or is it too much altogether? And then they answer, they can say, let's say they say it's too much altogether. And you say, well, then you can lower down the package type deal. So you give them three options where one's high, one's medium, one's low. They usually go with the medium one statistically based on site.
Right, we have those. 2 packages, 1 package, or 150.
Okay. So in your case, for Arbonne specifically, what's the biggest money objection?
What is the money objection? That they don't have it. And 3 people tell me this week I don't have any money.
Everybody's got money.
Yes, I know.
So
borrow it. And they can start the business without having money. They have to get into
what if you
push them?
What if you push them into just doing the business? Be like, okay, well, if you don't have the money, then we should definitely sign you up for the business, and then because then you kind of call them out on their BS. Unless you're just I don't know. That could go 2 ways. So one thing could be when you're doing your screening of who your target market is, if you're screening and allowing bullshitty people to be pitched, it's on you that you wasted whoever. But I wouldn't be if he's if you're pitching someone who's full of shit, he's paid and shit, but if you're knowingly pitching someone just because you want to you get the excitement out of pitching, you're only BSing yourself, and you realize you're doing
practicing too.
That's bullshit. Practice I get what you're saying, but it's a waste of
Well, we
time.
always say too, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. If I,
Or right
so
thing to the
even
wrong
if
person.
I'm practicing and I suck, if it's the right person, it won't matter. So the thing that
Yeah,
Jordan
but
talks
they're
about
not.
too is, or that you've said before, is them finding value. Like you have to show them. People will say no because they haven't found the value.
Correct.
So when
which
they
is
buy the
main
value
thing.
pack and it's $262, they're like $262.
So what are they getting
Well, yeah, what do you
for
spend
that?
on coffee?
What value are they getting out of that?
60 meals, 60 drinks, 40
So break
tea.
that down. Okay, reduction
Yeah,
to
we
the
have
ridiculousness.
that. Well, yeah, and like I said, we have
How
stuff
much
to
is
go
it per
over all the
meal?
objections.
Because you can have them close themselves before you even close them. If you know, be like,
I know,
how much
right? How much
it's
would you
easy.
pay for
That's what I'm
breakfast,
saying.
lunch, and how much?
Yeah.
How much would you pay for breakfast and dinner? What do you pay at Starbucks?
Exactly. No, literally. So this is your script. How much? What do you pay? Do you drink coffee every day? Yeah. How much do you spend? $5. Do you have a meal? Do you eat out a lot? Yeah, I spend $10, $20 a meal. Okay. So right now you're already spending $700 a month on meals. This is $260, and you get a month's worth of lunch and
Do people
two
know
meal
how
stops.
much they spend on groceries every month or no? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't.
Ballpark. No. So you don't push them heavy on it. You just say,
Right.
give me a rough number. It's all tonality. It's gotta sound. You have to sound legit. But it's like ballpark. Like what do you spend on? You're not gonna walk up to somebody and say, how much do you make a year? Right?
Right.
Because it's like, who the fuck are, like, go fuck yourself. But if you walk up
But
to
I
them,
haven't been asked before.
if you walk up to them and say like, so you've been in business for how long? Like, what are you guys doing annually? Ballpark. Like, it's a rough number. It's nonchalant. It doesn't fucking like, I'm not judging you. I just need to know so we can move on in the process. And they'll give you the number 100 times. Like the amount of people have told me what they make, and it's not inappropriate. It's all in the tonality.
So then the other thing is
And
like
people love to talk
so
about
then,
themselves too. So
pardon me, you cut out.
people love to talk about themselves. So when you ask it in the right way, like the nonchalant, I love the word ballpark because it's so fucking smooth and Jordan uses it. But it's nonchalant. It's pressure free. It feels pressure free. People buy off emotion.
My
It's just
bathing
feeling.
suit. There's a black dude on the roof. Shit. Hold on a second. Okay, so once we get past this part, which if I have a sheet in front of me and I can just ask these generic questions, and then are you a 1, 2, or a 3?
That's the value pack sale right there.
Hmm?
Literally, that's the value pack sale right there. What are you guys spending? You're spending $5 a day on coffee. That's $150 a month. So it's already over half just on coffee that you're spending a month. You get 60 meals, and what else? What else comes in the pack?
60 energy drinks, 40 tea, fiber,
So 2 a day.
probiotics, greens, 7-day cleanse. What if they don't drink coffee?
Everybody drinks coffee. They're spending money
so
somewhere.
That's a money objection.
Monster, yeah,
So,
correct.
So
Like,
if
what are
they
you spending?
if they
But
purchase,
so I would say, before you go, one thing. Clear the objection before they have the opportunity to say it. So go through these questions before they even come up with the objection to money. So you say you're already spending, like that can be part of your close before they even say, well, it's too much altogether. You can say like in your questions.
That's what I did with my questions. Like, you already buy these things, right? You tell your friends about things, right?
Yeah.
You need $1,000, right? So that's why I used to do that. And I swear to God, I closed 10 people well, I don't know if
So
I
what
used that
changed?
back in October, but
What changed?
What'd you say?
What changed? If it was working.
I used to use that a while ago. I didn't use, and it was before we had any kind of websites or anything. And so then the next thing was, if they say yes, I want to make money, I would go right into this little notebook that I had. I would pull out my notebook and I would ask them what their whys were, and then hone in on their top why. And then I would say, when we launch somebody in this business, we always have you do it with somebody. Who are we going to launch you with?
Okay.
And I literally had a sheet of paper where we wrote down 4 names, and I should probably have their phone number on it too.
Phone number
and then I said,
email.
go ahead.
Phone number and email.
Phone and email. Because here's the problem. People say, yes, I want to do the business. Yes, I want to make money. And then I say, who's your dream team? She gave me 4 names. Oh, I don't think any of them would want to do this with me, blah, 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 blah. And I said, and what I want to do with these people is,
Okay,
when
so
are
that's
you
an
done with your
objection
day
that you can
today?
clear before they even give it to you. If that's the main one that they say, well, none of these people are going to want to do it, you can, before they even have the opportunity to say it, just get the list of names, make it clear that the people don't matter, because the number one thing that gets in, you're correct. The number one thing that gets in front of everyone is themselves, right? Their own limiting beliefs. Every single person out there. So if you can say, all right, give me a list of your 4 best friends. Everybody has 4 best friends. It doesn't have to. It's fucking irrelevant to the business. Because the pitch will sell itself. The products will sell itself because of the quality of the products. And if they want to make money, nobody can make that decision for them. But people will say, like, if they haven't, especially if they're new to business and they've been in sales before, they're insecure to even like bring up the idea because they don't want to feel pushy. They don't want to be told no.
Whatever.
Everybody's got fear of failure. So get the list of just 4 people. Don't even tell them why you're getting the list. Or you can smidge at it, be like the way we do it, and then you can hit her with like a perfect catch line would be, the biggest thing that I learned when I started is how like willing and ready other people that I never thought would be like wanting to do it were eager to join. Like it was like the most bizarre thing. Like I was totally thinking that everybody around me, anybody I would talk to would say no. But the biggest thing I learned was like a lot of people are looking for this opportunity. And then also another one would be like, then I realized like, who am I to say that someone else can't do it? Because I don't know.
Not judgmental.
Yeah, exactly. So
without judging who has time, who has money, without thinking they will want to do it, they won't want to do it, they have time, they don't have time, they have money, they don't have money, without judging, without putting emotion into it. And then I have them crack open their Facebook.
Yeah.
And there's 300 people. So if I reach out to these 300 people with or without you and I say, hey, I'd love for you to take a look at a video. It might be a fit for you, might not be a fit for you. If 10% of them say yes, that's 30 people right there.
And then put a dollar amount on that.
We could both get paid.
Put a dollar amount on that 30 people. If you have, let's say the average person is 1,000 people. $50. Correct. $50
if they do the clean eating.
So that's what? 5
times 30.
15K.
1,500. Yep.
1,500. Still, it's cash.
And that's just commission.
And then that pays for, so that, 100%. It seems viable.
So then the other thing, though, is closing them on launching their business. Like, I know we're kind of talking about that, but closing them on it. Like, when is the soonest I can call you this evening? 8:30? Great. At 8:30, I'm going to FaceTime you, and I want you to add these other people in.
Remember what we talked about earlier?
What?
When is the soonest I can call you this evening? Shows that your schedule's open, so give them a time.
Would 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock be better?
Sure, works.
Pick one of those people.
Tomorrow but make it smooth. Tonality is the biggest thing. Because if it sounds like you're talking off a script, you're talking off a script. But people remember you're selling to people because you are.
Well, but the thing too is, we have to show people that we have a tool that we use that you don't have to guess on how to close. You don't have to watch Jordan Bell work for 8 hours.
Step by step, paint by numbers. I'll hold your hand. So that's where.
Well, and that was in the video too. Through Wealthy is Arbonne for you. She said, "Oh, we work together. We have a system. Are you willing to follow a system? If you follow a system."
Study the Jordan Belfort video specifically on looping, where it's literally just one-liners, where it's like the whole system step by step. I'll hold your hand the whole way. The biggest problem you're gonna have is that I didn't start talking to you 6 months ago. If you're only half as successful as everybody else is that I've worked with, you're gonna be really, really impressed. Like, there's a bunch of one-liners that are so smooth, like stupid butter. Literally, my first deal I ever did was like, it's for like $8,000 for a year, which was like absolutely like pennies compared to like we were charging like $300 or $600 a month, which is like nothing. Usually people charge like $1,000 to $3,000 a month at least. And we're in the office of this guy, and I literally said one of the lines like 4 times. I was like, you give me this one shot, you're gonna be really, really impressed. And I said that like verbatim 4 times. 4th time he's like, okay, so what do we have to do to get it going? I'm like, I just need your credit card. Guy walks out of the room. I look back at Alex. I'm like, are you shitting me right now? Like, and I had watched the straight line method for like a week straight.
And he knows, so Jordan knows the psychology behind it. I always say we have doctors, we have integrative doctors, we have holistic doctors. We need people like this. We need more shrinky people who know the head and how the head works. So I've got an older woman who...
You can use that in the aspect of being sharp as attack, enthusiastic. Force to be reckoned with, sharp as attack, enthusiastic as hell. So force to be reckoned with and sharp as attack, you can say we're backed by X amount of doctors. Like, we have the best, like, in the industry. That's just part of the presentation.
Force to be reckoned with, doc to be reckoned with. Or
sharp as attack, force to be reckoned with, enthusiastic as hell. So when you're in the presentation itself, name drop the doctors. Not name drop like specific doctors, but like, we have the best in this, this, and this. Prove to them, and this could also be done I
met when Jacqueline was 3 years old. She still orders $500 at a time.
Do you guys have sample packs?
Eric, we do that. You can buy, yeah.
Okay.
I don't have any on me. I don't usually use them because we have a 45-day guarantee. And if they don't like it, they just send it back. And that way they got to see the full-size bottles.
How much are they?
The full-size line of skincare we can get for $172. The nutrition for $222. But there's an entire line too. She's doing can do ways.
So you gotta hit her. You're cutting out. Where you at?
Okay. Sorry.
You gotta hit her with the. Like, you should be using all of these products for when you're doing facials and all this shit. And here's why. Boom, boom, boom. They're all doctored this, this, and this. You have the opportunity to make money. Be like, you can literally hit it, because she's done MLM with other business before, so she doesn't love the model. But you can hear, be like, forget about the fact that it's MLM. You don't have to recruit anybody. Just sell the product itself. When you use it on people, the products are, like, good shit. If you want to try them out,
number one.
Yeah. So here with the products are the number one products out there for this. You want to be the best. You want to have the best, like, esthetician facial. Yeah, exactly. Use these. You're gonna have the.
Do I use a video as a tool with her, or
no,
talk
just
to her?
One-on-one. Pretend you're selling to a person because you are.
Mhm. I've also got more shit to sell too.
Only time I would use a video would be like literally follow up post close is the only time I use videos. Video calls are good, but for videos specifically, the only time I send somebody a video to watch is after I've already closed them, because then it's just adding
follow up.
Yeah, well, it's adding more value on top.
Right. Well, and so a lot of millennials will say, if I send you a video, will you take a look? Well, if you can't get them back on the phone when they're done watching it, because they don't return your next 10 text messages, what the fuck is it going to do?
100%. So just get like...
That's a good way to weed out the weeds, though.
If it doesn't push away too many because they have their own limiting beliefs about it. If I get somebody on the phone and I have a value for them, I can close 100% of the time.
Right.
So if you have value for that person, then you can change their, like, but you have, so they're buying, the other thing is they're buying your conviction too. So you literally have to like push people into the sale, even if they don't think it's the right fit, because you know it's the right fit, and impose your will on them. Because let's say it's a money thing. Bullshit, you don't have $100 laying around. You can open a credit line. That's going to change your health. You want to lose 4 inches off your waist. You want to not die 5 years earlier.
Right. Nursing home, funeral home.
Correct. So there's always a reason, but the job as a salesperson is to find that reasoning.
Well, and if you could change one thing about your health, what would it be? If you had extra income, what would you do?
And then just get to understand. Make it also sound like when you're asking these things. When you're asking these things, one of the ways psychologically, you can get them to, like, from a psychology standpoint, if you want somebody to really believe that you're more interested in it, go even deeper into those questions. So when you ask a follow-up to have them really explain it. Let them talk. People love to talk. But then
let me tell you this. And I'll use Hope as an example. Hope came over here one day, said she came over here, cleaned my house. I met her through Diane. There was Arbonne stuff everywhere. And she's like, what the heck? She quit drinking coffee. We sit down. Do you want to do this business? Yes, I want to do this business. Why? I used to sit with them for 15 minutes and go, why would you want to build an Arbonne business? Because I need extra money. Why do you need extra money? Because I've been really sick lately. Why have you been really sick lately? What's it costing you? I do like to ask, what's it costing you? I would literally ask why, and sometimes it got a little tricky because I didn't know where to go with the last answer until they were in tears, and then you know why.
Mm-hmm.
Then you know why they need to build this
motherfucker.
business. Mm-hmm. So I do that.
Good.
I ask somebody why I keep going. It's not enough that you just need money. Everybody needs money.
Yeah, I'll give you $1. That's money.
Different.
Yeah.
So I want to be on the water.
Focus. So you're gonna start closing 100% of your sales now?
Well, I want to listen to him a couple times. I've got to type up my notes and send them to Kathy, and she's going to come up with a worksheet.
Go to the looping video. I don't know which one it is, but
It's probably called looping.
So good.
I think God's been sending me signs too. I keep seeing white Mercedes everywhere, and my outlets to send things. Like I can't go to the soup kitchen anymore. Well, that was very time consuming.